Shit,
Welcome
we're live.
everyone to we're live. It sounds like Home you found something to do with quarantine today. Is that correct?
I drank a little bit, just a tiny, small smidgen of drinks.
So I guess my hope would be that this makes you, even better than you already are on the podcast.
Yeah,
right?
This is my Super Saiyan for all my anime fans out there.
Yeah.
Welcome to break.
Welcome to another
Final
episode.
Fantasy fans out there.
He's turning into me. He's interrupting me. See, it's switching the. It's
a role reversal.
Yeah, but anyway, how's quarantine going? Real quick
it's driving me fucking nuts.
Yeah, I think it's passed beyond the point where it's like a novelty and it's interesting. You know what I mean? Where now it's just
it's like find something productive to do,
right,
or die.
Yes. Well, hopefully, if you're staying indoors, hopefully you won't die. That's the goal. But I mean, that's enough of that. Before you keep blabbing on, I guess I'll go ahead and play our intro here.
Welcome to Board. Bored and Annoyed. Yeah, that's me on the fucking soundtrack.
Yeah. So, Home, we had a homework assignment of sorts for this week. So I guess the question was, and what we titled the video, was which horror movie villain needed a sidekick? Now, did you come prepared to talk about a horror movie villain needing a sidekick?
This was a tough one. Because I feel like there are two pillars. Sorry, I'm moving away from my mic.
You got to figure out the mic. You're really leaning into the mic.
Sorry. All right, so there are two pillars of horror, and they've already had a crossover. You might have heard of it. It's called Freddy versus Jason. Both of them really could have used some help over the years. I feel like you probably have one of those handled over the other because, you have a favorite.
I do have a favorite. Yes.
So I did come prepared with one.
Okay.
I feel like in general, every horror villain probably needs a sidekick. And the reason being, they all fucking fail. Horribly and usually in very frustrating ways. So I went with Freddy.
Okay.
Freddy needs
this better be good because I love Freddy. He's my favorite.
Everybody loves Freddy. Look at the hands. He's got the thing. Oh, wow. What a guy.
Played by a British actor.
A British actor, classically trained British actor. Freddy needs, and there are multiple layers of why he needs this specific sidekick. One of which, they have to be black. Now, there's a reason for this, and it's because Freddy is a racist.
Freddy's racist?
Dude, Freddy's racist. A new take. Oh, because Freddy in Freddy versus Jason, if anybody has seen Kumail Nanjiani's stand-up, Freddy goes, dark meat. When he has a choice of chasing a black woman or a white woman, and he chooses the black woman because he goes, dark meat. So Freddy is a racist. So what we have here is, and what you'll notice is I'm going towards the mic because the mic is facing this way.
Yeah, and we are on video again, so go subscribe on YouTube so you can watch Home. Hopefully he's drunk next week too.
Anyways, that's priority number one. But priority number two is you got to think about, where are they lacking? What are they doing wrong? Okay, Batman has Robin, and anybody who's seen the meme, Master Wayne, why do you wear black at night? Oh, so I don't get shot by bullets. Oh, Master Wayne, why does Robin wear colors at night? So I don't get shot by bullets.
Ah, okay. So he's taking some of the heat off Batman. Because he's in the flashy colors. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So the idea is like who covers the weakness, who either enables the strength or covers the weakness of your hero, or in this case, villain. So what you need is a black anesthetician who is a young girl, because she's going to teach him how to love again, Jackson. Because you need a sidekick to do something. They gotta do something beyond just the practical.
Okay. So can you pitch me like a
young Ebonic speaking anesthetician.
They speak Ebonics. They're like,
they have to, because otherwise he's going to be like, dark meat. And you're going to be like, well, okay, well, I don't know. Could have been darker, I guess. That's not fair.
You might have picked the wrong topic for you to have a few in you.
This requires delicacy.
Hopefully we don't get a strike on YouTube. Yeah.
And I am nothing if not a blunt object when drinking. So basically, the idea is she's an anesthetician. And basically what I kind of came up with was the idea that she is a young black girl. And I love the idea of it being a black girl. And I love the idea of like Freddy is kind of like a stand-up comedian in his series. Like he does a lot of one-liners. He likes to fuck with people. It's his joy. And I love the idea of like sort of a black emo girl who's an anesthetician who exists in the real world. So basically her real purpose is to keep people anesthetized. That's a word. We're going to say it.
I can Google that if you'd like.
Sure. They're drugged up is what we'll say. Drugged up. They're asleep. They can't get awake. And a lot of the time, more often than not, if you're in the dream world, you cannot defeat Freddy. Freddy, that's his domain. More often than not, there's some weird sort of like, oh, I showed you your mirror. Like, well, okay, sure. Maybe, but more often than not, no. So the idea is that she's a young anesthesiologist. She does not believe in Generation Z, which we have inappropriately named because we have run out of letters.
It's true.
Yeah. So, anybody who's like, it's the end of the world. Oh, it's Generation Z. Well, you know what? We fucking wrote that ourselves. But anyways, point being, a young black, and by the way, wheelchair bound.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because I love the idea of like somebody gets up and they're drugged and you have this tension of like, can this person in a wheelchair catch up to this person who's drugged and who can't quite run properly?
So let me ask this.
Yeah.
So is the goal of the anesthesiologist to bring victims to Freddy, or to bring people to Freddy to try and like turn him into a good guy? Because you said that he doesn't have any joy in his life or whatever. Or he only gets joy from killing people, right?
No. Her goal, she believes in his goal. She believes in Freddy Krueger.
Okay.
Her goal is to bring people to him. In fact, she would rather bring more people to him than what he is capable of bringing to himself.
Now, everyone has to sleep, right? But this would give him, he around the clock, he could have victims. Is that the idea here?
Well, the idea here is that basically how people beat him is by getting out of the dreams.
Sure. Yes. Or pulling him out of the dream. Sure.
Here, you have somebody always waiting, always ready.
Okay.
Always
that's true.
ready.
That would be nice for him. That would be a nice thing.
Somebody on the outside. So look, as far as the way I look at it, if Freddy covers one side of the door, she covers the other side.
Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. Now, they kind of played around with that in Freddy versus Jason, because the whole idea was essentially he awakened Jason to go kill people so that they would fear him again, and then they would show up.
Jason couldn't be controlled.
Right. Yes.
This girl's already a fangirl. She's already on board. She's sucking the D.
Okay, so how did Freddy meet her? Was he going to kill her? And she
look, Freddy has not been secretive about his plans about killing children.
Yeah, she's just like he's very goal oriented. He's very on top of it. Right.
No, she's just like, look, bro, look, I'm on board.
Okay.
And that's it.
And he's all for that.
Yeah. She might have like entered a dream and like he's like, yeah, I'm gonna get you, and she's like, I'm in a fucking wheelchair, and then like he's fucking like, no, and then she's like, I fucking agree with you.
In all seriousness, I do like the idea of a human on the outside who offers to bring people to Freddy. I do think that is an interesting idea. Now, the dark meat joke leading to Freddy being a racist, I don't know. That seems like a stretch. I mean, but
the greatest. Okay. If nobody has seen Kumail Nanjiani's bit about racist Freddy Krueger,
I have not seen it. That sounds like I have to see it.
It's so great because basically the essential thing is like he's like a child. Essentially, he's a child rapist. Essentially.
Sure, it's implied.
It's implied.
Yes.
And at the very least, he's a serial killer who exclusively kills children.
Yes.
So the idea that the audience is like, too far, Freddy.
It's a good
point. Too far. Like,
it is interesting because like I didn't pick up like when I was a kid and I watched the Freddy movies, it's like you don't pick up on that subtext when you're younger that, okay, well, if he was kidnapping kids and killing them, he probably molested them. Yeah. And they turn the character, like everybody's rooting for Freddy. You said something before, our heroes, and then you corrected it and it's our villains. But really, in these movies, they take the place of the hero. Mm-hmm. People are going to see them. They're the ones everybody has fun watching. And it is pretty disturbing that Freddy Krueger, probably was a pedophile. I mean,
probably.
In all likelihood.
75% chance.
Yes, I would agree. But he's one that you root for.
He's maybe the only pedophile that you root for.
That's true. I don't think in a drama that there's many pedophile characters. Right.
No, nobody was rooting for anybody in that one. Fuck it, I ruined it. Anyways.
Oh, was there a movie? Was there
there was a movie. It was the
who was in it? That's what you got to go for.
Mark Ruffalo.
Oh yeah, Spotlight. Nobody was rooting for the priests.
Nobody was rooting for the priests in that one.
Hey, it's just like in real life. That is true. That is true.
Some people are rooting for the priests.
Yeah. Well, I mean, good for them. Whatever people want to do. But yeah, so mine, as boring as it is Jason.
Jason, yes.
So setting up the actual character without getting into the plot, the character is a camp counselor. Okay. So, the typical victim for Jason. If anybody remembers, Jason's backstory is that he was left to drown because the camp counselors were too busy having sex at the camp.
Indeed.
So in the first movie, Jason's mother was actually the villain, spoilers, and she went and killed a bunch of counselors because they reopened Camp Crystal Lake and she just wasn't having any of it. Anyways, Jason came back and then he continued the tradition of killing the camp counselors. So in my movie, there is a camp counselor who is a trans woman, but closeted, hasn't made the transition yet. So yeah, so a little bit misunderstood from her peers, the other counselors. He at this time, no, he would be a he, in body but not in spirit, is kind of picked on for being different by the other counselors, right? They're reopening the camp just like they did in most of the movies. And basically he's alone one night in his cabin and he's trying on women's clothing. He's got a nice, dress, and he actually has a sweater. He has to have a sweater because his mother wore a sweater. Jason said. But Jason shows up.
I see what you're doing here.
Jason shows up and catches him, quote unquote, dressing like a woman, right? So now Jason is confused. Yes, Jason is confused. Jason truly believes, and the counselor's putting on a wig, everything, right?
Right.
So Jason walks in and essentially doesn't know what to do. He doesn't attack her. Okay. And the idea is that now this is the sidekick who is pretending to be Jason's mother just to fool Jason because he or she doesn't want to die, but at the same time kind of hones Jason's abilities towards the people who wronged her. Right. So Jason's problem to me has always been okay, a few counselors were shagging, and you're kind of taking it out on every person who takes this summer job at the camp, even though they really had nothing to do with it. Some of them are better people than others. This is going to hone Jason's abilities, so he's only killing the assholes. So that is why this is needed for Jason, because he needs a little bit of direction in his life, right? So that's my sidekick, and you need one because Jason's just going to keep getting killed at the end of every movie unless he changes something, right? Plus, you turn it into, it's kind of progressive times that we're living in this reboot. I feel like this would be a welcome story.
What's crazy is you actually kind of, okay, I took this as a joke. Because a lot of these fucking horror villains are a joke. They're a joke. A lot. Sure. Of them. Like Jigsaw, it's I'm a man with cancer. Look at me. I made a fucking puppet. It's a joke. But you dealt with the actual core, you actually kind of dealt with the initial trauma of the character. That's interesting. I did not actually expect, you told me I'm going to do Jason. I was like, okay, fucking Jason. That's an easy one, but okay. Because Jason, Jason needs is fucking a guy in a fucking Segway who's going to push people in his way and he's going to be more successful.
Yes.
You're look, let's deal with the actual issue of hey, by the way, it's not what you did is you did the Robin Williams.
Explain.
You did the Robin Williams of it's not your fault.
It's true. Yes.
Not your fault.
So that's okay. So that kind of brings up
that's interesting. I did not expect that.
Well, if you think about Freddy versus Jason as an example, since these are the two characters we went with, when they wrote that movie, Jason is clearly the sympathetic character, right? Freddy is just pure evil. There's nothing to go on as far as you have no sympathy for Freddy Krueger whatsoever, right? But Jason, on the other hand, was wronged. So there's something more interesting there, and I don't think that the movies have ever properly dealt with that idea, that there's actually a pretty decent sympathetic story to tell with that character. Freddy versus Jason probably did it the best.
Right.
Unbelievably. I like Freddy versus Jason. I think it's fun, but
my relationship with Freddy versus Jason is a very strange one in that Freddy versus Jason was actually literally my first date ever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So girl did not enjoy the date.
Oh, come on. Well, I'm glad she's not. Anymore.
She's gone, but she enjoyed my company, but she did not enjoy the movie. And
you don't need someone like that.
I think a lot of it comes down to that whole dark meat fucking
Oh,
comic.
really? Well, I want to say that the N-word was said too at some point in that movie, in that scene, maybe even.
Maybe
It might have been Kelly Rowland who actually said it, but yes, carry on.
It was Kelly Rowland.
Yes.
Oh my God. Fucking TLC.
Remember, she had there was a one scene. She was
that's
obsessed
not
with her
TLC.
image.
That's Destiny's
Destiny's
Child. It
Yeah.
was TLC 2.0.
Yeah, this was before people forgot she existed because Beyonce ascended to the throne and left the other two in the dust. But there was another funny scene in that movie where she gets her nose ripped off because she's like obsessed with her image, and Freddie pops out of a magazine and got your nose, rips her nose out. But anyway, yeah, so that's my pitch. I think this could be interesting. Obviously, I don't think Jason necessarily wins. I think that this trans woman ends up getting killed. So I don't know what kind of morality play you have in that. But I do think that there is a way you could take this.
And this is why my sidekick is better than yours, is because she's not going to get killed, because she's like, fuck you, I am aboard for the ride.
Yeah, no, I think maybe the idea is at some point in this Friday the 13th movie, the trans character starts to get a little bit big-headed as far as the power that she's wielding by essentially having this dog that she can just sick on anyone, and she starts using him to like get better grades in school or continue summer vacation longer or whatever the stupid reasoning is, but it goes to her head. But yes, that's my sidekick. That's my sidekick. And I like it. We're gonna call.
I do have a B squad though for mine.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
It's the entire cast of Inception.
Oh yeah, dude. An Inception Freddy Krueger shared universe
would be fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and fucking Ian Malcolm, I think is his name from the fucking movies. Because
isn't
like
Ian Malcolm the guy in Jurassic Park?
Can you
Jeff Goldblum? Isn't it?
Oh shit, that is Oh man.
Yeah. No, it's not
Jeff
Ian Malcolm.
Goldblum. It's not Ian Malcolm.
We can cast Jeff Goldblum in the movie though. I mean, why not?
He takes fucking Leonardo's fucking spot.
Okay.
Which makes it more tragic when he has to die at the hands of fucking Freddy because his wife is a fucking loose end.
Actually, I would love to see Robert Englund and Jeff Goldblum play off of each other in a movie. Yeah. Why not?
Hollywood. Here I am with all of your fucking ideas.
Yeah, that would be great. Robert Englund, who's British because his last name is Englund. But yes.
He's
so
classically trained.
How does Inception with Freddy Krueger look? What does it look like though? Is he in each layer in like a different form?
I think so, because look, here's the thing. It's like basically the idea that I see is that the Inception people have understood dreams insofar as dreams have layers. Freddy has mastered all the layers. He can go to any layer at any time. He can be in multiple layers at a time because he has mastered dreams. He is the master of dreams. He wins. So they're like, oh, well, even if, look, here's the thing. Take them, be like, oh, by the way, this guy's an asshole. Freddy, fucking kill him in his dream. Then we can be like, hey, he died in his sleep. Boppity boop. We win. $1 million to us or whatever the fuck. Freddy's going to be able to get them anywhere. So long as Leonardo's fucking asshole wife stays out of that shit, which guess what? Ellen Page, new head of the fucking thing.
Okay, question for you. In your version at the end of the first Inception, I'm assuming all that stuff happened. Yep. Was it a dream or was it not?
It was a dream.
So the whole thing was a dream.
Yeah.
So he's been stuck in the dream. So he theoretically...
No. What I mean is that whole mission was a dream. Oh, sorry.
You know what I'm saying? When he's the dreidel or whatever.
I haven't seen Inception in a while. No, none of that was a dream. That was real life. That actually happened. He did that.
Okay.
He gets to see his kids at the end. And guess what? That's boring ass storytelling.
See, no.
Was it real or not?
See,
was
I
it
think-
a dream or not?
I
What
think
a
that
mystery.
your
Fucking-
movie,
Do
your
you
sequel.
do you have any idea? Do you have any idea how lame it is to be like, hey, audience, by the way, everything that you just saw, it might have been a dream.
I liked it. Here's what I think, though. I think for
Garbage.
your sequel,
Hey,
it
by the
wasn't-
way, everything that you saw in this podcast might have been a dream.
Okay, I'm saying that in this sequel, it was a dream, and it makes it way more interesting because the character's been having this battle within the dream worlds with Freddy ever since we left off from the end of the last movie.
Oh, that's the writer in Jackson coming out. Oh, the battle with Freddy.
Yeah.
How do you survive the battle with Freddy? Oh, he sicked his wife on
Well,
her. Oh,
Freddy can't really kill Leonardo's character because he's just stuck there forever. I don't think that the same rules would apply.
I would
as-
think that the same rules would apply.
Okay.
If you die in the real world, you die in dream world.
The other way.
The other way around.
But yeah.
You know the words and everything that we say. People are talking to me. What?
But yes, let's get drunk Alex off of this topic.
Yeah, let's definitely
by
do that.
picking another topic. So we have 4 left on the wheel. We discussed this before. One of the topics has been replaced by Snyder versus Villeneuve, and basically the idea is one person has to pick Snyder and tell you why he's great, and the other person has to pick Denis and tell you why he sucks. So yeah, these are the 4 topics. We still have which classic sitcom character was a closeted serial killer? Doc and Marty, how did they meet? And which property needs a cinematic universe? So I'm going to go ahead and spin this, and that'll be our topic for the beginning of next week's show. Here we go. The wheel is spinning.
Spinny, here we go.
And it is going to be which property deserves a cinematic universe?
Oh, God damn it. The one that requires the most work.
Actually, it's pretty easy, really. I mean,
really?
There's so many.
Do you have one that's like sticking out to you
Well,
right
I mean,
now?
I mean, you have Sonic you could go off of with the Sega.
No. Okay,
property.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Cinematic universe. So,
Okay.
I mean, who gives a fuck about a Tails movie?
No, but it's not just Sonic. I mean, you have Sega. You have the entirety of Sega's catalog.
Oh, so you're saying a Sega universe?
Yes, correct.
Not a Sonic universe. Okay.
Well, it's like if you did Mario, you wouldn't just do Mario. You'd do Nintendo, right? And then you could have all the Smash
I would no.
Brothers and shit.
If I was doing Mario, I would be like, okay, well, Luigi, okay, Mario.
Yeah,
okay.
but that would be the same. That's like other characters within the same property. If it's a
right. No, but that's what I'm saying is if you chose Mario, you now have to choose everything.
okay. Well, no, I mean, I don't
universe.
have to choose Sonic. I can choose Sega. I could.
Yeah,
choose
no, you
Sonic.
can choose Sega.
Yes. But
Okay.
but yeah, that'll be the topic for next week. So let's not talk about it now. I'm
Ooh.
trying to keep you on task.
Now you've opened me up because
But now is the time to discuss Netflix's Kingdom.
Ooh,
You like that? Yeah.
So Jackson,
Yes.
I hate to do this to you because we're live and it's streaming and I drank too much, but maybe now is a great time for you to do a rundown about what this season is and what this show is.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I may need to take a brief break.
You might have to urinate, so I have to hold.
Yeah,
the
no,
show
I
on
mean
my own.
I mean liquids come in and
Hurry up. And I apologize for my co-host, everyone. This will probably be the most devastating episode ever. But no, Kingdom is a Netflix show, premiered last year. It is about zombies existing in the 1500s in South Korea. I believe that the idea is that they held off an attack from the Japanese, and what's been left are tattered remnants of townships of all the poor folk, as well as a specific political turmoil happening with a certain clan that is trying to seek power. Now, spoilers, in the first season, we learned quite a bit about how these zombies work. If you have not watched this show, I would go ahead and tune out. It is a fantastic show, so I would definitely recommend watching it. But yeah, basically you've got two things happening. You've got the human drama between the characters who are kind of vying for the throne, and then you have the zombie horror genre in here as well. The first season was great. I think both of us would agree that it was an A quality show. There's neat little touches regarding zombies, like, they can only come out in the cold. So the show starts with you thinking, oh, during the day they can't come out, but that's not the case. Excuse me for trying to kill time here. My annoying sidekick on the show has somehow managed to get so drunk during quarantine that he couldn't go an hour without taking a piss. So I apologize for that. But yeah, Kingdom, it's on Netflix. Second season just got up, I think, a week or two ago. I would recommend this right next to every single show that Netflix has put out. I think it's just as good. And my buddy Larson, if you're listening, fuck off. But anyway, yeah, so he's back.
Oh, hello.
He's back. So I
have to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds.
I was going to say, have you actually been just hanging on to that 20-second rule, or is that kind of dropped slowly?
I have been desperately hanging on to the 20-second rule as if it is going to save my life.
It's so long. 20 seconds.
It's so long. You realize how fucked up your hand washing was beforehand. You're like, I didn't kill anything before.
So now that you're back,
yeah.
I basically gave the premise for the series. I didn't go into the second season. Now, it's been a while since I watched the first season, but essentially where we left off in the first season was that we have discovered that these zombies can attack during the day. It is a temperature issue. It is not a night and day issue. And they are storming a township or village or whatever it is right at the end of season 1. Season 2 picks up right where it left off at season 1, and the first episode is nearly all action. I would say the first 2 episodes are nearly all action, which interestingly is probably my least favorite thing about this season.
Yeah.
And as it gets going, it gets better because there's more of the character driven political family drama that makes the show interesting.
You know what this brings me back to is like, okay, so I can't help but associate. So there are a couple shows that you associate with Netflix. Stranger Things being one, Ozark is another. Obviously everybody's all about the Tigers right now, but the other ones is like the Marvel shows. Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones. This is where a 6-episode season is a massive boon because 6 episodes. We're not fucking Germans. Oh, the 6 episodes.
It's great having 6 episodes.
Yeah, it flows. It flows more like a movie.
Right.
Than anything that I've seen since probably, I would say, Stranger Things season 1.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I mean, it does flow like a movie. It doesn't feel like you wasted your life. There's no filler in this. There's none. It's all crucial.
It's actually almost to the point where the first 2 episodes are almost too much breakneck speed.
Yeah,
almost. Like the first 2 episodes are almost too much.
I feel like if you watched it starting now, though, and you plowed through the whole thing at once, it wouldn't be a problem whatsoever.
No. I 110%, even though I don't have that extra 10% to agree, I do agree that is accurate. Because if you sat down and you streamed the whole series
They'd
Now,
probably be two of the coolest episodes, honestly, because that battle in the first episode's amazing.
Like it's almost and this is a problem with a series like this is like and I kind of experienced this with another Netflix series, the Voltron animated series. It feels like sometimes Netflix actually splits seasons in two because they want to give people more time to, produce it or whatever. But basically they're like, oh, this is an amazing, like, leaving off point.
Yeah.
Let's leave this and let's release it in another 6 months.
I don't know about you, but I got the sense that they had like twice as much money to produce this season because it looks great at every point. It's amazing. It really is.
Dude, the finale.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
It's like, I don't want to get into spoilers. I don't know where we are in the review right now, but what I know is it's an amazing show. It is really, really well produced. It's really, and it's not like like sometimes zombie shows can get lost in sort of like the world and not the characters, or vice versa. This doesn't sacrifice one for the other. There are interesting things that happen in the world, and there are interesting things that happen with the characters. And
the details you get about the zombies in both seasons, the way that it's been kind of slowly they've given you that information in bits, and you are constantly learning more about like where they came from, how they fit into
I love it. I love it so much because it's like the perfect thing about, like, okay, we've talked so many times about the idea of like, it's the revelation of the world that you live in.
Right.
What is the fantastical element that you have? And how do you reveal things about that fantastical element to the viewer?
Right.
This is amazing.
Because it has not slowed down in revealing new shit.
No, because season 1, they're like, oh, by the way, it's temperature based. It's not time based. Boom. Mind fucking blown.
That's interesting. Right.
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, it's not necessarily based on the plant that they ate.
Right. Well, like, now we're getting into spoilers, but
okay,
but what would you grade the second season? Did you like it as much as the first season?
No, first season was like a A or A minus.
Okay.
This is like it's tough because it started out weaker, but then it went stronger. So
I'm kind of pissed I didn't rewatch the first season going into this.
You're right. Yeah. I mean, that's where I'm at right now. Is like, I wonder if somebody who watches this as a straight watch through of season 1 to season 2 will have a different grade than me. And I think they probably will.
Right.
I would say it's a B plus.
I would say that it's as good as the first season, only because I think where it drops for me as far as like storytelling and narrative, it picks it up as far as production value. I mean, there's shit in this that is like, after I remember in the first season, there's a part where they're like in a field and the zombies start coming up out of the ground, the dead bodies that have been buried. And I thought that looked cheap and shitty. And if anybody's watching, Alex isn't paying attention. He's on his phone.
No. I agree. I'm trying to get us new viewers because people are like, oh, where's your podcast? Oh, it's right here. And it's live.
But yeah, so I think it picks up there. The action in this is incredible. I mean, you touched on the finale without spoiling what happens, but it's incredible. I think that the main protagonist character got a bunch of character growth as far as I hate to say it, he's kind of the boring protagonist character. He's just, but as time goes, you are starting to respect him more as a character. Not that he was ever bad.
I never found him boring.
Yeah, but he's not as interesting as like the funny guy or the guy with the gun or the bad guy, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
because the thing is that you had better characters. That
Right.
was the thing.
Yeah.
I love a certain character in this.
Okay. I love a couple. A couple of them are really good. But-
I love one
okay.
because I look, I'm a man who follows polygamy. Wait, that's the study of one God. Wait. No, that's marriage. That's one marriage, not one God. But anyways, I only do one God, one woman. Boom.
Okay.
And one character was it for me.
Okay.
And
don't say was. That's spoilers, and don't reveal who that character is now.
No,
that you said was.
and I'm not. What I would say is that what this season did for me is open me up to other characters.
Okay, sure.
Because other characters, like I don't think I disliked a single character.
No, there's none that are hateable, really. I mean, they're hateable, but in the good way.
But in the good way, like the Queen is a hateable character in a
she's great.
She's so great. And
great.
and the head of the
her dad, her father, the Ho Chunk clan. Yeah. We have Ho Chunk Casino here. So, but no, I was going to say that too.
It's a very regional joke, Jackson. Here in Wisconsin, we have the Ho Chunk. They have the Ho Chan.
Now, no, it's Cho. It's something Cho. But I was going to say, I'm not using any character names here because I can't sound out the names as they appear in subtitles. This is a subtitled show.
It's tough. Like, and this is something that you'll get from like my shit we're watching section, which by the way, I'm sorry I didn't send you the fucking theme song for that. People watching live or literally anybody who's watching, sorry. You don't get to hear the sound of a man shitting.
Hopefully he'll get
somebody else going, shit we watch.
Hopefully he'll get that, I mean, he'll get that to me by next week. But no, I love the show. Spoilers. A couple characters die.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
Probably my two favorite characters die, if I'm being honest. There's the head of the Cho clan, the bad guy who basically who gets tricked by the Queen.
I knew that he was going to be one of your favorites.
I love him. Yeah.
He was so far like patriarchy kind of guy.
Yes. Well, and he's got that voice, that like deep Asian. He's
got the
badass, right? Yeah, right. Oh, Jesus Christ. So yeah,
he's just very deep. It's not like I could say anything in that voice. But
my favorite character was probably the right-hand man. The right-hand man guy. Who essentially they set him up as you knew he was going to be the Benedict Arnold, but he had a good reason for it. And he dies tragically.
Look. I would not admit this sober, but I'm going to admit this now.
Oh, Jesus.
I cried when he died.
I was pretty close. Yeah.
I was very fucking sad because he like, and the thing that made me more sad, and when they brought him up in later episodes, the things that crushed me were this man defined his life by defending the prince. He effectively entered a second marriage with the prince. Like that's what like after he dies, there's an episode where it's like, oh, this is how he became so loyal. And I was devastated because literally this guy, like, and then you think about how he dies.
Yeah, how good was that, by the way?
It was
stealing the food. Yeah.
It was like the reverse of okay, the parallels to Boromir are going to be numerous. Anybody who watches
the arrows, the porcupine
because the arrows, and he dies in the woods and blah blah blah. And but to me, it's so like Boromir's death. What Boromir's death is meant to reflect is rejuvenation. What's the term? He has been honored again because he lost his honor and then he found his honor again. To this man, to Mu Young, he died, and to the best of his knowledge, in the worst possible way he could ever die in his culture. He failed the person he possibly gave his life to. He failed his wife and he failed his child.
Yeah, he completely got fucked.
He died in such a horrific, tragic way that it kind of broke me, because I'm like, if I'm going to die in a tragic way and not a pathetic, like, oh, I lived to like, and this is nothing to say of like any person who lives to fucking 98 and dies, but like if I die I'm not dying of like arrow wounds. If I die of arrow wounds, point being, I'm never going to die as cool and as tragic of a death as Mu Young
you'll
died.
just catch the COVID-19.
Yeah, I'll just catch the COVID-19,
right,
and then I'll die in 2 weeks, and everyone will be like, "Wow, well, that was real sad."
Yeah,
and that's it.
He was great.
I fucking love him.
I'm gonna, that's. So if we maybe I'll get a different opinion from you, but what did you think of like the all the flashbacks in this season? Like, do you think that there was some narrative goofiness going on there?
I think it works better and this is why I honest to God think that it was a single season split up into two, is because I honest to God believe that it was split up into two.
Well, maybe it was. I mean, if they didn't have the money, though, they probably were given. You know what I'm saying?
That's tough. Yeah. No, Jackson.
I hope we get season 3. By the way.
Oh my God!
That was interesting too. I don't understand. That's an interesting choice too. The whole the season ends essentially. Well, let's talk about the finale here, because it all comes down to this evil queen who's jockeying for power. Essentially,
God, I love
puts
She's so great.
Puts a bunch of women in like she's lost her child. She had a miscarriage, but she needs a prince in order to hold power because the whole show started. We're gonna mute Alex here. She essentially, the way the show starts is that the king has been the king has been kept alive until the queen can have the kid, because the queen is the stepmother of the main character. And if the king dies before she has a son, then the main character would get the throne. Whereas if the queen has a baby boy before the king dies, then you're all good. Then she gets to maintain her power as the queen or whatever. So the show ends, and I'm unmuting him here. The show ends with basically they've essentially decided that the queen took a random son from this concubine of women so that she could say that the prince was there. Because you were just
want to know the voice of the people.
But anyway, so they all storm the castle or the palace or whatever, and the queen has this baby that's not hers. It's actually dead Boromir guy's kid. Yes. And the queen just says, fuck it. I'm going to make sure
she is amazing.
She's a monster.
Amazing. She is one of the best examples of the irredeemable villain.
Correct.
She is amazing.
Yeah, she's a monster.
Love her.
She kills her piece of shit dad, who seems like a decent guy. Who seems like a decent guy in comparison.
Look, by the way, this is what you were missing when I was on mute.
Yeah, right. But yes, she kills the dad, who actually is a piece of shit, and he seems like a decent, at least he's follows some sort of code of ethics.
He does. What I would say is that when so more details about the season, he gets bitten. And the idea is like, we finally kind of found a cure for the bite if it is dealt with
Immediately.
Immediately. And so he's cured. But when he came back, he was kind of different. He was more impetuous. He was angrier. He was more vengeful.
Well, he also found out that his own daughter was pulling his chain too.
Right. But in the meeting where he went to basically, I'll call it the Senate. He went to the Senate and they were like, hey, this is kind of fucked up. And then he was like, fuck them and fuck their families and fuck the families of families.
Yeah, well, he also, it's revealed that the zombies were first brought out because he convinced one of the wood soldiers to basically turn an entire wretched, poor village of diseased people into zombies to fight off the Japanese. So that was like the first use, which is awesome, by the way. That was
an amazing episode.
Yeah.
And look, okay. Part of it rides on the fact that like the second I see a dude in fucking samurai armor, I'm like, yeah. But like I saw a dude in samurai armor in reverse slow-mo. That's going to be a win for me always.
That was great. And some other things we learned about the zombies is that there's like different generations that are handled in different ways. Like if you got the plant, then your bite of another person won't necessarily turn them. But if that person dies and then someone eats the corpse, then it will turn them. But if you're bitten by a zombie, then you can turn other zombies. The other thing is that the zombie is actually, the main creature is a worm that crawls up to your brain stem and attaches and takes control of you, but it doesn't like water. So
it's a parasite. Right. The whole damn thing is COVID-19.
Yeah. So if you put it in water before the worm hits your brain, then the worm leaves you and you're okay.
Yeah.
So at the end of the show, when everybody's storming the castle, the queen says, look, I'm not going to cede power to you. She lets loose a bunch of zombies. They all retreat to this, and they've shown it in the show before, which is why it was so perfectly set up. But there's like a little gazebo type thing on a lake, and the lake is frozen because it's winter. That's why the zombies can attack during the day. They show up, they storm it, and basically their plan is, let's drown all the zombies. Zombies start biting people left and right. He ends up breaking the ice. They all fall through, and the prince and all of the people who were bitten just so happen to fall in the water. That the worms leave, which was amazing.
Here's the thing. There is a little bit of propaganda in this because, look, I don't know if I believe in multiple lives or whatever, but what I know is that I have a strong affinity to Asian culture. And what I noticed was the prince is the one who saves the day. He is the one who makes the sacrifice even after this sacrifice. That's
why he turns into such a good character.
He makes two sacrifices in the span of like 40 minutes in the show.
Sure.
And so there's a part of me that's like, this is great. There's also another part of me where it's like, you could have handed this bit to the cowardly cousin.
Oh, I liked him too. He was a good character.
Yeah. Or you could have handed it to the tiger hunter. Or you could have handed it to the senator who fucking turned because he knew that things were bad. Like,
there are a bunch
of really good guys that you could have had do this. But you had the prince.
You give it to the prince, though. I mean, he's kind of earned it, hasn't he?
But I really like him.
Plus, he really like him. Plus, we forget that the entire thing started. I mean, at first, when the series began, the prince was betraying them. I mean, he was a traitor. You know what I mean? It's not like he...
In quotes.
Well, I mean, he didn't want to give up his power before anything started going crazy with the zombies or whatever. I mean, he was already working with the underground organization to try to steal power away from the Cho clan. So technically, he's almost on a redemption arc as well. Now,
Yeah,
the way things worked out, they're evil as shit, and the wife is a lunatic and whatever. But I do think he has earned the right to be that guy.
Okay, so we did what I would consider mild spoilers. Let's do real fucking spoilers, which is
I don't know how you can spoil more.
Which happens in the last 30 minutes of the last episode. Because basically, literally, look. I don't like, okay. I'm still drinking my wine.
Yeah, you need to stop.
I'm never gonna stop. Okay, so look, like the last episode happens, and you're kind of like, wow, like this was a 2-season series.
Oh yeah, because you think that it's over, right?
And
I would agree.
And then literally, and the greatest thing that, like, it's so great, but a sentence is said, and from that, and it's like the greatest example of like a disease spreading is a sentence is said, and then an action is shown, and then it grows and it grows and it grows to the point where you see what you see in the last scene of the fucking last episode, and you're like, oh, it's not the fucking end.
No. Can we talk about how great the scene was when he basically let the new prince take power because of the whole political angle of like,
I loved every fucking second.
That was great. And I also love the fact that, you know, we should have known better. We should have known that it wasn't the end, because there was a suspicious moment where the doctor lady, the scientist lady, she says like, he's good, whatever. And it's like, there's something about that where
I would argue that's not the moment.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying you should know right there, like something's up here. The moment
is when you know that her sort of like it was okay. The queen was not operating alone.
Okay,
she had like that weird,
the woman,
like,
right?
Woman.
Yes,
she had that weird woman who was like, "Fuck yeah, I believe in your beliefs."
Yeah, that was terrible. She was
awful.
No.
That whole, my God, I loved her. By the way, I loved her.
That
she
whole
was like
thread,
the witch. She was like the witch doctor of
that whole thread we haven't touched on much about all the women being kept and like they find them all dead and their fetuses all dead. Like in that, it was really good.
Look. Okay. We can talk about this series. Like, we're at 57 minutes for this fucking podcast. I don't know if Mu Yang and his lineage have a more tragic story than father dies after being abandoned from his family or abandoning his family due to sorry, there are burps because
appreciate
of
that. No, you got to hit the mute button, dude.
I don't. You
have a mute button. You have the same mic as me. It's right there.
I do have that mic, but also I don't have that
forethought.
Anyways, you've got this character who dies of honor, but also knowing, like, okay. Here's sort of the hypothetical. Imagine that the world and the afterlife that Mu Yang believes exists actually literally exists in this world. Mu Yang, what he sees happen to his family is one of the most tragic, bittersweet things that could ever happen to any character ever, which is, I die, I can't raise my son or daughter. My wife has my son or daughter ripped from literally their fucking womb, placed in a place where somebody does not care about them as a human being, but literally as a place marker. And then that person is attacked by fucking zombies. Oh, by the way, I don't know what happens to my wife. Maybe she lives, maybe she dies, but she has no right to my child anymore. And now my son is king, but he is all alone. That is...
Well, and he's also a zombie.
Yeah.
In the making.
That's
yeah. But he's
massively,
dead.
That's
he's dead.
Massive. That's yeah, but I'm just thinking about it from like, look, if you're Korean and you're traditional, you're probably going to believe that what Moo Yong is seeing is real. And what Moo Yong in the afterlife is seeing is literally one of the most tragic things I could imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks.
That's awful.
But it does make for an interesting season 3 concept, which is what is your theory on this zombie? Is this going to be another mindless creature, or is this going to be like a new type of zombie?
What Moo Yong's son is going to represent is the melding of the two.
Okay.
Because what the show has done and what it will never.
And it looks like Alex got so drunk that the stream cut him off. You were saying
I'm back.
Yeah. You were saying what the show has done and will never blah blah blah, and then you cut off.
What the show will never do is shy away from the idea of a new scenario involving the undead.
Yes.
What this is going to potentially show is the idea of a brain that developed with these things in it the entire time.
Yeah.
Now what I don't want to see is just it's like, okay, look, what they did is they were like, oh, it was a king that died. He became a zombie. And then that's where we start from season 1.
Right.
What I don't want to see is, oh, it's the same thing. That's what I don't want to see.
What I don't want to see is you hitting the mic.
Yeah, that
our listeners are going to be, but yes,
welcome to Drunk, Bored, and Annoyed. Only one half of us drinks. So...
No, this is Drunk and Annoyed. Guess who's who? But no, no, I agree. I think it's interesting because now we have a zombie who's not undead, right? He's just a zombie.
It's a really, really interesting premise because I love the idea of somebody who is conscious, who also feels the need for human flesh. I love that idea. I love it to fucking death. And so the idea that they could ruin it by ruining the prince's character.
They're not going to ruin it though.
I hope to.
Well, there's also the other thing going on where there's some woman who has like a bunch of zombies in cages.
Okay. So you said some woman. Was that the princess? Was it not?
No.
Okay.
I think it's just a random woman from like where didn't they say something about moving to like they're finding
they never found
China
the princess, but they never found the princess's corpse.
Which princess are we talking about, by the way?
Queen.
The queen, the queen.
Psycho.
Okay, so the queen, you're implying she had a daughter?
No, I'm implying that it's her. But I don't know because like
it's not her. The queen got eaten to shit at the end of in the final episode.
She got bitten and then she ran. No. Hold on. She ran across the ice.
Yeah, she's already. It's too late. You can't cure her.
But no. Did you not watch the last episode where they said we did not find the queen's body?
That's true. But it's also at the bottom of a fucking ravine. So
that was
that's clearly not her. It's not the same actress. It's a totally
I did not think it was her, but I was like, I don't know. They could have put some makeup on her. I don't know. It's a lot of makeup.
Done. We're done with them. We're on to the next thing, I think.
Look. If you're right, and I really, really hope that you're right. We have a new player.
The woman.
For whatever reason, they want to have a Corona party.
Yes.
And they want to spread it to all of their friends. And it's not that serious. It's just the flu.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean,
Nobody's
developed the kingdom. Nobody's developed the vaccine for the worms yet. Apparently, nobody's built up immunity to the worms. Although, if we could just dunk a COVID patient in a vat of water to cure them, we'd probably be better off.
Oh my God.
The thing is probably more.
You know what? I'm going to send him an email.
Yeah, try it. But no, so it leaves off essentially a big cliffhanger again. There's a woman who has zombies in cages, and we don't know what she's up to. But
I was blown away. Like, if I'm honest, I was blown away because I didn't look at the timestamp when the last episode happened. And so when the last episode happened, I was like, oh, this is the end. It's a mini series. It's 2 seasons. It's whatever.
Right.
Episodes,
yeah.
14
totally.
or whatever, or 12 or whatever.
Well, you've killed the villains. So.
Right. So I was like, well, that's the end. And then they're like, by the way, we're not sure.
You know, it would have been a really strong ending to just end when he says, no, I'm not going to take the throne, and he rides off into the sunset, or they kill him or whatever. That actually would have been a really good ending to the series, period.
Well, and that's where like the tension comes from in the whole, like, oh, the prince, blah, blah, blah. What did he do? That's where it comes from, is like the idea that he might have sacrificed himself. And then when you see that, like, he still functions kind of as a prince, but in the wild, you're like, fuck yeah, bro.
Yes.
You're the fucking shit. I fucking love him. Like, he is so, like, okay, Mu Young, and then the prince, and then Tiger Guy.
By the way, Downright Nerdy says that you should never stop drinking, and you'll be a guest on the Pinkies Out podcast in no time. That is the beer drinking podcast.
All right.
So yeah, do you guys want this guy on your show? He might.
Do you
die.
Want me clinky, motherfucker?
What you don't know is this is after 2 glasses of wine.
False. This is after 4.
Okay. So Kingdom. We enjoy it. You know, we just spoiled the whole thing for you, but you should still go watch it. Shit we watched. Anything you watch?
Let's see. I watched more of look, okay. I feel bad because all I have been doing is watching foreign shit.
Anime or what? More anime?
It's Dororo. Dororo.
I'm switching the so I'm listening to you, but I gotta go grab something quick. I'm switching to speakers here. So talk away about Dororo.
Okay. I'm gonna wait until the screen fucking switches, or maybe it won't. I don't know. I don't fucking have any control. Oh, Jackson's frozen, so I'm guessing it's all me. So, welcome to Home at the Movies. So, the sad thing is, like, all I've been doing is watching, like, foreign things. Like, I watch a Korean movie, like Parasite, or I watch a Korean show, like fucking Kingdom. And then I watch a fucking anime from Japan called Dororo, which is all sorts of fucking amazing. It's the most honestly, you know, it's funny because I just got done talking about one of the most tragic arcs I've ever seen in Mu Young. But Dororo himself as a character is maybe, and you know, I'm a writer, so like I kind of like I've been working on stories, and Dororo himself is one of the most tragic things I've ever seen. Like, it's the idea of like your father and your mother. Like, your mother is kind of like a helpless culprit. Culprit. Yeah. In the crime against you. But basically, you're deaf, you're blind, you have no limbs, and you're born. And you're born because your father is so, man, my fucking country is fucked. And you demons can fucking take anything you want. I just need my country to not be fucked. And then the demons are like, hey, by the way, we'll take your son and his sight and his smell and his sense of voice and his sense of touch and his legs and his arm. We will literally take everything from your son other than the ability to see souls. And then that son comes back and is like, hey, by the way, fuck you.
I thought, didn't you give us the same pitch last
I did.
week?
I did.
Yeah,
I
okay.
did. But
All
it's
right.
so
We don't need to
fucking
hear
good
the
because
same
in the
pitch.
last
It's good, though?
because
Is it
in the
good?
last episode that I saw, he fucking confronted his father and he confronted his mother, who, by the way, his mother had no choice in this. Like any sort of patriarchy, like she was kind of a vessel for whatever air might come out. And what she does and what he does and what that is, I'm like, I'm kind of blown away that a series based on this premise, what I just gave you, did this in like episode 8 or 9. That's amazing. Like basically, it's kind of like the idea of like Game of Thrones being like, hey, by the way, somebody else is the son of the dragons, and here's their fucking plot line, and oh, let's lay it all out there. Like that's what they just did. And the fight scenes are amazing, and I fucking love it, but also I'm tired of fucking reading shit.
Yeah, it isn't, it's annoying when you first start something. By the end of it, by the end of an episode, you're good.
But between Kingdom and then this, I was like, dude, I'm reading too much of my.
You still have to watch One Cut of the Dead too.
Yes, I do. Yes, and I also have to watch fucking Train to Busan.
Yes, and now there's a sequel coming. To Train
and
to
there's
Busan.
Yes. I have seen that's my mic. I have seen too many Asian things recently. Like there's a part of me that's like, dude, give me more than your goddamn fucking hillbilly fucking stupid ass fucking Tiger King. America.
Tiger King's great. But yeah, all right. So you recommend Dororo. The things I watched this week, I started Ozark. I'm 2 episodes into Ozark. Still great, still really good. Laura Linney is a monster and I love it. And Jason Bateman's always good. All the characters are good, whatever. The other things I watched the 1974 or 5 Rollerball with James Caan for our show this weekend. So I'm not going to talk about that. Tune in on Saturday night.
Rollerball.
And I watched, the first 2 Friday the 13th in part for setting up this show. As well as me and Paul from the Tales from the Flip Side podcast are going to do a retrospective on that entire series. So I haven't watched them in forever. All the cast is going to be at a convention this summer, if it still happens, if the COVID, dies. That would be wonderful.
Up for the corona, you're all going to die.
So look out for news as far as when that's going to release. We'll probably do like 10 or 15 minutes on each movie. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I watched besides Saul. Saul's still great. Sarah Palin was on The Masked Singer, which was kind of interesting. She sang Baby Got Back by
Kill me.
Yeah, it was
fucking
pretty funny.
Kill me.
Actually,
no,
big props to her for doing that.
No props.
Yeah, props.
No, zero props. Look, you were the worst vice presidential candidate of the last 30 fucking years, and then you have the audacity to be like, I could see Russia from back fucking. Yeah, and then you're like, I'm on The Masked Singer.
See,
people watch porn based on me.
Yeah, see, this is where your liberalism is taking over your inner cerebral cortex.
No. This is where the logic is taking over.
No. hold on. Props to her, a conservative woman, for having a little fun on a stupid show. You don't need to hate everything that people of a different political
I hate
ideology
everything that
do.
is her related.
That's fine, but
I think
standard people can give props where it's
Here's
due.
the thing. Here's the thing. This was okay. You go back.
Oh,
Obama race.
Okay. What are we going to dive into?
The host has
conversation?
unmuted your
I
mic.
accidentally clicked the wrong mute, actually.
Okay.
So I didn't mean to mute you.
So here's the thing. You had a real race. You had a real political race. And then you introduced Sarah Palin.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with her being on The Masked Singer, though?
What it has to do is that she's a fucking joke. She's a joke of a politician. She has no reason to exist in pop culture other than she is a fucking joke.
Yeah, you hate her because you hate her.
No, I don't.
It's clear.
Because
anyone watching or listening
to that, I hate her because she's stupid.
I thought it was funny. It was funny
because she took fucking John McClane's fucking real chance to be president and fucking shit it down the toilet because they're like, I could say Russia from my
but he didn't have a chance though, and it's his fault for picking her. But we don't need to get into that. You hate Sarah Palin. Nothing she ever does could ever be
she's an idiot
for you. That's fine.
She's an idiot.
She probably has
Come on me, Sarah. Answer the fucking porn questions.
Anyways, she went on the show and sang "Baby Got Back." It was funny. It was amusing.
I don't hate Masked Singer. No, I do. I hate Masked Singer. And anyone who goes on it, you are a fucking target. You made yourself a target by going on a show where it's like, oh, what celebrity put on a mask and then sang a song? You're an idiot. You're an idiot and you deserve whatever criticism you get.
My co-host is embarrassing himself a little bit.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Spitting the truth.
Yes, you are.
Spitting the truth of reality.
Sometimes we have to hide the truth there is no
ourselves. Look, here's the thing. On the 5th of November, fucking Viggo Mortensen said something.
Oh, yeah, no, it wasn't Viggo Mortensen.
No, it was the other guy.
It was Agent Smith.
Yes. And he was the voice of truth. And that's who you go with. In this particular scenario.
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
Annoyed.
Yeah.
.com / anything that you want.
Yeah.
Welcome to
our worst episode of all time.
No, best episode. If this gets the most fucking downloads, I'm gonna.
That's true. More. Then we'll never have anyone return. I will never be healthy again if this is the most downloaded. But yes, so that's let's see. Anything else that I watched? Oh no, that about does it actually, as far as shit I watched that was notable. Anything else outside of the anime show for you besides Kingdom, since we already talked about that?
No.
All right. Well, that has been another episode of Bored and Annoyed. Next week, we'll be pitching shared universes from some sort of property of some sort. So tune in for that. And we might also review that platform movie, which means more subtitles, by the way. So you'll have to put the reading glasses on.
No!
But yes, or you could watch it dubbed.
That's even worse.
Right.
Like that's the worst thing is like knowing that you're putting in work and knowing that if you put in less work, it's actually more work.
Yeah, because you can't watch it and take it seriously. It's impossible. Yeah, I'm with you 100%. It's impossible to take it seriously when it's dubbed. But yeah, I've been Jackson.
I have been home at the drunk.
Yes, home at the drunk. Thank you for tuning in, and hope to see you next week.